Okay, so when can we start the lesson? In 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you just now. I just want to make sure it works. Okay, we are live.
So I think I'll be starting in exactly 5 minutes, right?
Okay, yeah, it's 5 minutes, but it's fine.
And the lesson is supposed to go for the entire hour.
It's supposed to be for 45 minutes, but I'll tell you if there's 10 minutes left.
5 minutes. I think I can do that.
Hi guys, so when is this actually starting?
So the lesson is starting at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. And when does it end?
About 5 minutes time.
So what are we going to be doing?
No, basically today, yeah, going to introduce the lesson, but they will be working on income, expenditure, and profit.
Okay, cool. Are you going to ask us some? Are you going to ask us some questions?
I'll basically be working hand in hand with you guys. So as I go through the questions, I'll expect you guys to also be working with me. So that's that.
Okay. Okay.
But if you have questions, I'll give you guys time at the end. So that
Cool. Who is that? What's his name?
okay. We're starting just now. Okay, the time is 9 o'clock. We're starting our lesson. Good morning, everyone. My name is Andy Lezondi. I'll be teaching you guys Maths for this lesson. And throughout the period of the lockdown digital school, and I'll be teaching Maths grade 11. You can also get hold of me at my Twitter handle, which is at andile_zondi1. Okay, today's lesson is about the following. at the end of the lesson, you must know how to define income, define cost. Obviously, another word for cost is expenditure, and also define profit. In addition to that, you must also know how to construct and use formulae for income, cost, and profit. Okay, you'll see I'll be using words, similar meanings. For example, I'll say cost. Sometimes I'll say expenditure. This is basically the same thing. I'll also maybe say words like, for example, formulae, or I'll say equation. Those words mean the same thing. So at the end of this lesson, you must not define those three terms. Obviously, I'm talking about income, I'm talking about cost, and I'm talking about profit. And obviously, you need to know how to use three equations, which I'll show you just now, how to construct. If you know that, then you're covered for this section. Okay. Here are definitions. Income. Okay, income. Definition for income is earnings from the sale of goods and services rendered. Remember, to get income, it's either you're selling something or you're offering a service. That's how we define income in MathSmith. Cost, which is obviously and also known as expenditure, it is the amount of money that is spent on something. The cost is the amount of money that is spent on something. Okay, now for this lesson, I'll be talking about total cost. When I say total cost, I'll be meaning fixed cost and variable cost. Okay, so what is fixed cost? These are costs that do not change from month to month. And variable costs, these are costs that change or that can change from month to month. Obviously, variable cost will actually depend on the number of items that you sell. If you sell more items, so if you make more items, you'll be basically spending more money. If you make less items, or if items, you'll be spending less money. Okay, so you need to know income, you need to know cost, and then you need to know profit. Profit is the difference between income and cost in a business. But obviously, to make profit, your income must be more than your cost. Okay, let me just highlight that. The income must be more than your cost. Highlight. Give me a second. Yes. Okay. So to make a profit, again, your income must be more than your cost. If your cost is more than your income, that means you've made a loss. I'll show you just now how to calculate profit or calculate loss. Okay. Okay, now the formulae or the formulas or the equations for income. Income is selling price times the number of items or times the number of units. Usually let me try to write, we basically abbreviate it as I for income, and obviously equal to selling price. Let's say selling price, let's say you're selling maybe scones, maybe 5 rand times n for obviously number of items. That's how you basically abbreviate it. Cost, here I'm talking about the variable cost. Cost is the cost price times the number of items. Obviously, in yesterday's lesson, we spoke about selling price and cost price. Selling price at which you sell your item, and cost price is is the price at which it costs you to buy or to make an item. So for cost, talking about the variable cost is cost price times number of items. Okay, I'll actually write it as C for cost is equal to cost price. Let's say I made my scones, for example, 2 rands. per scone times number of scones I made. That will be how I define cost price. Now, profit. Profit is income minus cost. Obviously, in this case, your income is more than your cost. That's how you make profit. The money that you receive must be more than the money that you spend to make profit. If the amount of money that you spend is more than the amount of money that you received, then it means you've made a loss. So for loss, income minus cost. In this case, income is less than the cost. But when you make profit, in this case, your income will be more than. Okay, and another thing, total cost. For this lesson, we'll be basically talking about total cost. Total cost is a fixed cost. Talking about fixed cost. These are the costs in business that do not change. Plus your variable cost. Obviously, this is what we spoke about, variable cost. So your formula will be something like this. Let's say I have a business. Total cost, PC. Let's say every month I spend maybe about 100 rand on petrol. My handwriting is not great. So because it does not change, it is my fixed cost plus variable cost. It cost me 2 rand to make a scone times number of scones I make. So this is how your formula will be like for total cost. I think so far it's easy. Remember, I'll take lessons towards the end. Questions for this lesson towards the end to make the lesson smooth. Okay, here's an example. Okay, this is actually taken from yesterday's lesson. Here's a lady by the name of Cindy. She bakes and sells scones. It's cost her 3 rand 64 to make each scone. Okay, obviously I showed you how to calculate the cost price using all of your ingredients that you have, and also dividing those costs by the number of scones that is produced by that particular recipe. But obviously, to understand that better, we'll need to go back to yesterday's lesson. And we decided to sell each scone for 5 rand. So 3 rand 64 will be our cost price, and 5 rand will be our selling price. Remember, as you go through questions, you need to make notes, because at the end you'll be forgetting. So you need to define what does that mean. Okay, obviously I've told you already that this is our cost price. Cost price. Okay. So that when you are answering questions, this becomes very, very easy for you. So that is my cost price. I am selling each scone for 5 rand. So 5 rand is my selling.
Andile, you are breaking up. The kids can't hear you.
Breaking up?
Yes, your sound's very bad.
Oh, okay, maybe let me change location.
Okay.
Let me change locations maybe to be better. Just let me know if it's improving. Let me move to another room. Sorry about that. This is lesson very, very fine. There's no problem with sound. How's my sound now? Okay.
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, I'll be using this room then. Okay, let me start again quickly. Here's an example. A lady by the name of Cindy bakes and sells scones. It's costed 3 rand 64 to make each scone. So 3 rand 64 is our cost price. Then she decides to sell each scone for 5 rand. That should be our selling price. Remember, as you read questions, you need to make notes. So this is our selling price. So that it will be easy for you when you encounter questions. You just look for keywords. So selling price.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
No.
Just listen, then I'll give you guys an opportunity to ask questions at the end. Okay, have fixed monthly transportation costs are 50 rand. That means once a month she goes to a local grocery store to buy items. So she pays 50 rand to go and come back. So that will be our fixed price because it does not change. Okay, here are questions. The first question says, determine the formula for income. Okay, obviously, we need to go back to the previous lesson. Formula for income is selling price times number of items. So we'll be using this format to determine the formula for income. So in this case, income, obviously, to get income, we need to sell something. So that is our selling price, 5 rands. So our answer will be I for income is equal to 5 rand, which is our selling price times the number of items we sell. So if you sell only 1 scone, it will be 5 rand, 5 times 1. If you sell 2 scones, it will be 5 rand times 2. Okay. So obviously, here's our answer. Okay, determine the formula for income. Here, I stands for income. 5 is our selling price, and N is the number of scones that we sell. So, okay, note, N is the number of scones. So basically, this is how you construct a formula for income. Selling price times number of items. Okay, so that is our first question. Okay, obviously, I don't really need to rewrite because I've already showed you the answer. Okay, secondly, determine the formula for total cost. Okay, here it says total cost. Remember, total cost is the fixed cost times or plus rather variable cost. And fixed cost is that the cost that does not change. So in this example, obviously your 50 rands is our fixed cost. We're supposed to annotate 50 rands as our fixed cost. I'll just write fixed. So formula for total cost, our answer will be fixed cost, which is 50 rand, plus cost price times number of items made. Right? Remember, variable cost is cost price times number of units. So our answer is supposed to look like this. Let me just move a bit forward. Yes. So formula for total cost is C for cost. In this case, total cost is equal to 50 rands, which is our fixed cost, plus our cost price, which is 3 rand 64, times number of scones. So our formula will look like this. These are actually easy maths, easy picking. So in an exam, make sure that you know how to construct your formulas or your equations. Okay, next question. Okay, calculate the income for 200 scones sold. Obviously, you need to decide which formula you are using. There are 2 formulas. there's formula for income and a formula for cost. Okay, obviously, because they want to know income, we'll be using the formula for income, which is this formula, right? They tell us that there are 200 scones. So obviously, 200 in this case, it represents N, right? So income is 5 rands times N. N is 200. Okay, obviously, if you're using a calculator, this is actually easy. You say 5 rands times 200. That should give you about 1,000. Correct? It should give you about 1,000. Obviously, I encourage you guys to use your calculators. So our answer is something like this. 5 rands times N, 5 times 200. 5 times 200 is 1,000. So if Cindy sells 200 scones at 5 rand per scone, she'll make 1,000. That is also easy. Now let's look at D. Now this says calculate the total cost. The keyword is total. Total cost to make 200 scones. Okay. Remember when I said total cost, the formula for total cost is fixed cost plus variable cost. Variable cost is the cost price times number of items or number of units. Okay, let's go back to our example. Our example of fixed cost is 5 rand. Our selling price is 3.64. Our selling price will actually give us the variable cost, which is cost price times number of units. Let me go back to this equation which we just made. So we'll be using this equation because this is total cost, fixed cost plus 3.64, which is our cost price times N. N in this case represents the number of scones. Okay, for the number of scones, we are told that she made 200 scones. So obviously 200 in this case again will be our N. So all you do, you take your 200 and you substitute it there by N. Okay. If you do that, you get something like this. Okay, you get 50 rands, our fixed cost plus 3.64, which is our cost price times N. N is 200. So 3.64 times 200, your answer will be 728. Remember, it's very important to show each step. Because in an exam, this might go for 3 marks. Maybe a mark for substitution, a mark for simplification, and a mark for your final answer. So you don't just jump from this step to this step. You need to show us exactly how you got your final answer. So obviously 50 plus 7.28 will give you 778. Okay, this is also easy. Remember, just take notes and I'll give you guys an opportunity to ask questions later. Okay, so we are done with ABC. Now let's look at E. E is how much profit was made if 200 scones were made and sold, right? Okay, obviously our formula for profit is equal to income minus cost. Let's just go back. There's a formula that we'll be using. Profit is income minus cost. Okay, obviously, to make a profit, income must be more than costs. Okay. Now let us answer this question. Okay, obviously, step number 1, write your formula. Profit equals income minus your cost or your expenses or your expenditure, same thing. Okay, now for 200 scones, remember, we've already done the calculation. Our answer was 1,000, if you recall. If we sell 200 scones, we'll be making 1,000. But if you made 200 scones, it costed us about 778. So next step, profit is income minus expenditure. Income that you got for 200 scones was 1,000, and expenditure that we incurred for 200 scones was 778. So our profit is 222. Obviously, the amount here is positive. This means that you made a profit. If your answer is negative, it means you made a loss. In this case, we actually made profit. I think everything is simple thus far. Everything is easy so far. Okay, maybe before I get to an example question, let me see if I can take questions. Did everyone understand our simple example? Hopefully we did. If no one, okay, let me see chat. Okay, yeah, I think, okay, sorry about that. My voice was fading. Okay, sound was problem. Okay, so there are no questions that relate to this example. Let me move on. Okay, next. Okay, here is a very, very nice, challenging question. This exam type of question is taken from the March test for grade 11s at KwaZulu-Natal. It's very, very nice and challenging. Obviously, since it's 2.2, that means it is a continuation of 2.1. But don't worry about 2.1 for now, because everything we need is here. Okay. So step number one, you need to decode. You need to analyze the statement. You need to make notes before you attempt answering the questions. Okay. Okay, I'll read for you. The statement says, Great Hope High School, SGB fundraising committee decided to have a fundraising supper at the end of each month, obviously this is once a month, to try and raise 300. Obviously, when you encounter figures, you need to underline them. In this case, this figure, obviously, this amount to be fundraised, and once a month, it means once a month, every month, this must be done. So you need to analyze whatever statement that you are reading, so that it will be easy for you to answer questions. Okay, for a minibus, the objective is to buy a minibus. Okay, now then it says the school agreed that the committee the school agreed to charge the committee 150 for using the school hall. So all this 150 is rental fee, which is a once a month fee, right? Okay, obviously, if I were to ask you, is this variable cost or fixed cost, you should be able to tell me that 150 does not change, so it must be a fixed cost. Okay. Now they say this amount is also used to pay for electricity. So the same amount does not change, it's also used to pay for electricity. The committee estimated that it will cost 50 Rand to prepare a plate of food. So 50 Rand, you need to ask yourself, what is it? Is it cost price? Is it selling price? Right? Obviously, the keyword is cost. To cost them 50 Rand. So 50 Rand must be obviously a cost price to make one plate. Okay, which includes a glass of juice. Each meal will be sold for 100 rands, including juice. So obviously the keyword there is sold. You need to understand what does the 100 rand mean. Okay. Another way you should have something like this. I should basically underline and tell yourself what each number stands for, so that it will be easy for you to answer the following questions. Okay, 100 rand is the selling price. 50 rand is the cost price per meal. This amount is amount to be fundraised, and this occurs once a month, each month. Okay. Now that you have this, all of this, it is now easy to answer questions. Now let us look at the first question. First question says 2.2.1. Give me a second. I want to run some battery. 2.2.1. Okay, it says the formula to calculate cost is total cost is equal to 150 plus 50 times n. Okay, obviously, we've discussed what does the 150 stand for. We've discussed what does the 50 stand for. And you all know that n is the total number of plates of food, right? So you all understand, or should all understand, where does the 150 come from? The 50 come from, and where does the n come from? Just give me a second. I'm still like my charger here, so that I won't run into challenges later. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Sometimes they'll ask you where. They'll ask you to write this formula out. Okay. How would you do that? What the cost is the fixed cost? There it is. Fixed cost plus the variable cost. Variable cost consists of the cost price. There's a cost price times n. N is obviously the total number of plates of food. Okay, so this is easy how to make the formula. Now the question says, write down the formula for total income. Write down the formula for total income. Okay, usually what we do, basically abbreviate to make life easy. In this case, we want to write total income will be equal to, okay, okay, let me see if anyone knows the answer first before giving the answer. Okay, Lenas, anyone knows the answer? No one knows how to calculate total income. If you don't know, just write it in the chat here. I'll check your answers before I give you the answers. Otherwise, you guys are copying my answers. Okay. Let me proceed. Okay, total income. Let me just do this here. Total income is equal to selling price times number of plates. So what is our selling price? Our selling price is 100 rands. So this is what you're supposed to do. Let me just close that. Okay. The second here, let me just move to the next screen. Yeah, that is 2.2.1. Total income is 100 times n. 100 times n. Remember, 100 is our selling price, and n is the number of plates. That one was easy. Selling price. N is the number of plates. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. The next question says, okay, this one is big, 7 marks. Okay, I know learners tend to become careful when you see such marks. Especially very, very easy if you break it down step by step. Okay, now, okay, the question says the fundraising committee started the fundraising in January. Okay, obviously, they're giving us a time frame, so you need to underline that. And claim, when you say claim, you need to prove, right? So learners tend to misunderstand the claim part, and they end up using the given answers to calculate, which is actually wrong. And claim that the total amount the committee will be able to raise by the end of December 2020 will be more than. So this is what you prove. This is what you are proving. So we are not using this in our calculation, but you must prove that our answer is more than this. Okay, now from January to December, learners, how many months are there? How many months are there? Obviously, January, December, we all know this is 12 months. So you need to write it down because we're using as well. Now let us read further. It says if an average of 200 plates are sold each month, right? Remember, once a month they fundraise. On average, 200 plates are sold. Okay. So now we can actually see that this 200 must be multiplied by 12. If we're moving from January to December, since there are 12 months in a year. Okay, our formula says, okay, our formula is profit is equal to total income minus total cost. Okay, obviously for total income, we'll be using the equation for income, which is 100 times n. I've just showed you how to. And for total cost, we'll be using this formula. 150 plus 50 times n. Okay. Now the weight, what we're calculating here is calculating the profit. If after 12 months, our profit should be more than 120,000. That's what we are actually calculating. Okay. Okay. Now let me show you how to do this step by step. Okay. Step number 1, we're calculating here income for 12 months. That's formula for income times 12. Formula for income times 12 because we're looking at 12 months. Remember, we're told that each month, on average, 200 plates are sold. So it's 100, which is the selling price, times 200 plates times 12. Okay, that is easy. If you have a calculator, let's say 100 times 200 times 12. Okay. Hopefully, your answer will be 240,000. If it's not, then it means you're wrong because I've calculated this before. Okay, but I'm sure everyone knows how to use calculator. Okay, so that is step number 1. So we now have total income for 12 months. We now need to calculate how much cost do you incur over 12 months. Formula for cost is 150 plus 50 times n. Okay, step number 1. Here's our formula that we'll be using to calculate cost. But this formula applies to 1 month. Remember, we're looking at 12 months. So that means we need to times by 12. From January to December, that is 12 months, right? Okay, now per month, how many plates, learners? How many plates per month? Obviously, the same, 200 plates per month. So all you do, you must first write the formula, then substitute 200 into your formula. Okay, like this. Okay, 150 plus 50 rands, our cost price times 200. And everything must be multiplied by 12 because we're looking at the total cost for the entire year from January to December. Where does it come from? It comes from the statement January to December. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next step, you need to simplify. Remember, we give you marks for each and every step, so don't take shortcuts. Here, I might also give you a mark for the formula. So next step, simplify. Obviously, back to basics. Start with the brackets. 50 times 200, which is obviously okay. In this case, I'll give you the answer. But 50 times 200 plus 150, everything multiplied by 12. So your answer is 121,800. Okay, I think that is simple enough. Just remember to add your units. It's your final answer. Sometimes I don't include units here because the most important answer that must have units is your final answer. Yes. Okay, now we're not done as yet because we're calculating profit. Profit is total income minus total cost. Okay, so we have our income. There's our income, and we have our cost. There's our cost. There's our income, 200 per month over 12 months. There's our cost, right? 200 plates made over 12 months. Okay, so the formula is profit is equal to total income minus total cost. Everything is actually simple. Use this value. This value must come here. You can see. This value must go there. As you can see. Okay. So 240,000 minus 121,800. Your answer, use a calculator. The answer should be 118,200. Okay, so this is our profit. Okay, go back to the question. Okay, someone is raised their hand.
For the total cost answer, I am getting 120,150.
For this one.
Yes, the total cost. Yes.
Okay, so you said 50 times 200, right?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, everything is multiplied by 12, right? And then that answer plus 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your answer? Then times that by.
Oh, okay. No, okay. I
Do you understand?
calculated the whole. Yes, okay. I calculated the whole thing together. Okay.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. That's a great question. Lovely. Okay, now we understand our cost. We understand where it was calculated. Income. So profit should be 240 minus 121,800 is equal to 118,200. Okay. Now go back to check. Did you give them what they required? They say use calculation to verify the claim. They claimed that the profit was going to be 120,000, right? But our profit is actually less than 120,000. So you need to also state are they correct or not? Is the claim valid or not? Right? Okay, let's go back again. Okay, they will make more than 120,000. All right. Okay, let me see if my answer is correct. Okay, the answer is not valid because they made 100. Let me just include that. Not valid because they made less than 120,000. Hopefully everyone understands where I'm coming from. It says you must claim that you'll make 120,000, but actually they made less than 120,000. So that's how you get your 7 marks. Okay. Quite a long question, but I think everything is simple. Okay, 2.2.3. Use calculations to show that it will take the committee 37 months to raise the mini-bus shortfall of, in other words, to take so many months to raise this amount of money. Okay. Okay, now this question is a bit tricky. There are a number of ways of doing this question, but since it's only 3 marks, I'll show you the easy way, the quicker way. Okay, now how would you answer this question? You first need to understand that this figure that you got here is actually the amount of money that they'll make in a year, right? What figure is that? This figure here. So this is the amount of money that they make in a year. But now I need to know if they carry it on for another 37 months, will they make 364,972? Okay, all this is easy. Step number 1, you need to calculate. Okay, obviously using the answer from 2.2.2. This is the value that we're using. This is the annual profit. Right. Okay, to make my life easy, let me determine how much money they made on average per month. Obviously, there are 12 months in a year. I will say 118,200 divided by 12. Okay, so 118,200 divided by 12 will give me 909,850. Excuse me. Okay, as I go, please verify my answers using your calculator. Right? Okay, so this is the profit per month. This is monthly. Monthly profit. It's not monthly income, but it's monthly profit. Very fortunate you understand each number means. Okay. My handwriting is not perfect, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Now, if they make this amount of money per month, how much money will they make in 37 months? N1 is the correct answer. Okay, let me check. N1 is the correct answer. Can you, and let's please try and okay. Please try and determine that, calculate that. Okay, obviously, I'm almost out of time, so let me move on quickly. Okay. Next step, next question. Okay, so obviously, for this amount of money to make per month, remember, you want to make this amount of money. The claim is that you must take them 37 months. So you must take the figure, proposed figure for the mini-bus, divided by 9,850. This is your monthly profit. This will give us 37.05. So approximately 37 months. So going back to our question, I'm almost done. Right. So they are correct. It will take them 37 months to raise this amount of money. Right. Okay, so we're actually done for today's lesson. Okay. Now, please practice, practice, practice. Very, very important. Because if you don't practice, you won't remember. Remember, maths is more of a practice subject. If you don't practice, you'll soon forget. Memorize your definitions, because those are 3 marks. Show all working out. Don't just give me the final answer. And your final answers must have the correct unit. Right? For more information, you can go to the basic education website. This questionnaire, this website has a lot of past papers. I highly recommend that grade 11 learners start using grade 12 exam papers, because most of the topics overlap, right? And okay. Tomorrow we'll be looking at break-even analysis. Okay, I didn't write that down. And break-even analysis, break-even point. Right? This is our tomorrow's lesson. Break-even. Break-even and so on. So don't miss out. Break-even analysis. And then, obviously, for more information, you can visit these links. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Okay, I think the lesson was productive. Okay, let me just okay, someone said I must go back to definitions. Okay. Actually easy. We're actually done. You need to know these definitions, because these are easy 2 marks in an exam. Right? Obviously, screenshot that or write it down. I'm actually out of time, so time is up. Thank you very much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Keep you guys updated for tomorrow's timetable, but try 9, maybe 10 o'clock. The lesson will continue. Yesterday was 9. Maybe tomorrow it will be 9 again. Thank you very much. Hopefully this lesson was productive and you learned something from this lesson. Thank you very much.